What's poppin' people, SSJAipom here with my first Dragon Ball Super episode review, but before we get started, I'm going to update you guys on the weekly Gauntlet stream. There will not be a Gauntlet this Sunday or next week Sunday because I definitely wanted the next Gauntlet to be a big one for 500 subscribers. We smashed 500 completely, so of course I wanted to be a prize on the line for you guys. It's the least I can do, so I'm going to wait until I got the money for it in about 2 weeks or so, and we should be ready to go. The winner of the Gauntlet will receive a $50 PSN card, and the people in the chat will have 3 chances to win a $10 PSN card, much like the 400 sub stream we had. So the Gauntlet will probably consist of each participant bringing 2 cast characters, having to switch between them each fight. And when a character is defeated, they are eliminated from that player's team. When the player's team is wiped out, they are eliminated. You guys know the rules by now. The last man standing at the end of the Gauntlet will be the winner of the $50 PSN card. So I'll probably end up doing pop-up streams in the next 2 weeks or so to hang out with you guys and record some fights, level up characters, and do other random things on random days. So if you see me live, pop in and say what's up. And you've got about 2 weeks to train, so don't slack off. I want to see some good fights with that 500 sub Gauntlet. We might hit like 600 or 700 by then. Probably. If things keep going as they are. But let's get right to this Dragon Ball Super review. So, guys, I pretty much, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm a very simple dude, you know, like, I'm not a purist in any way, so the Japanese dub of things, I don't mind it, but I don't prefer it in any scenario, you know, simply because I'm the type of guy where if I'm watching something or if I have something on in the background, I like to be able to look away and still know what's going on the screen. Like, if I look away and I hear a bunch of "Hantone deshita, gomenasai, watari wa," like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So with the English dub, I feel great because I can look away and still hear Goku in the background saying, "We gotta do this!" Ah, like, I know what's going on, you know, so I've always been a fan of the dub, the English dub, and as a kid, it's what I grew up with, so I'll always have, like, a fond memory for Goku rather than the Japanese voices and all that, and I do love me some Japanese, like, I always bother Deadpool talking about Kaioken in the Japanese voice because it's so good. Like, Kaioken! It's so good. It's so fucking good. But anyway, yeah, I really do enjoy the English dub. So coming back to Super and watching it in English, it's like going on this adventure with characters that I haven't like heard from in such a long time. And Dragon Ball, the Battle of Gods, whatever the movies, the Battle of Gods and Resurrection, it's not me if I don't fuck up. Resurrection F and Battle of Gods, like, those were great, and I got to hear the characters again there, and I hear them every day on Xenoverse, but it's like, with Resurrection F and Battle of Gods, it was like fleeting moments, like, you know, after this hour or so runtime, this journey with these characters is gonna end, and then you're gonna go back to not doing anything. But with Super, it feels like a brand new adventure is starting. Now, I watched a little bit of it in Japanese, but I just I didn't want to sit there and watch it in Japanese and then wait a whole week for the next episode with all the world building and stuff without being able to look away, because that means I have to like sit there and actually, you know. So when I'm busy editing or say recording something in the background, I like to have something on just as noise and be able to look back at it. So Super is definitely the thing, and I gotta say, as soon as the voice actor kicked in and it was the same voice actor from Kai, it brought me right back to high school all those years ago when Kai was like first airing, and I'm like, yo, I was sitting here feeling like a big ass kid again. Like, this is Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Ball is on my screen right now. Like, it's so dope. And the way the show is set up, man, the comedy is definitely shades of the previous series, and it gives me the same Dragon Ball feel. Like, it's a very happy-go-lucky, not too much to think about, because I'm not the biggest fan of anime, as I told you guys on stream. Like, I don't watch many deeper, sophisticated animes because I just don't have the time for it. But Dragon Ball is something you don't have to think too much about, and you can just have a good time all around. So it's gonna forever be something that I'm looking forward to, man. And the first 2 episodes that I've seen in English were very lighthearted and world-building episodes, and I have no problem sitting through them. Like I said, you have basically, if you want a spoiler alert, that's probably this. There's a spoiler alert right now, so if you don't want to spoil it for yourself, if you haven't seen it yet, the Japanese or English dub, bye, I love you. But story-wise, man, it's setting us up to be in an era of peace after like Kid Buu's defeat, and pretty much everyone from the classic cast or the Dragon Ball Kai actors are back. And the change that people were worried about the most was definitely Kid Trunks, since Laura Bailey said, well, there was like a release that said she wouldn't be returning as Kid Trunks, but the voice actress that was a replacement either did a really solid impression, or Laura Bailey was definitely there for like the first 2 episodes or so, because that Kid Trunks was on point. Like, they definitely felt like Kid Trunks, man. And I was fucking losing it when I heard it. I had to hit up Deadpool like, yo, bruh, this is a really good Kid Trunks. And it's something you probably wouldn't even notice if you weren't actively looking for it. So, hey, it's a thing. But if this was the replacement voice actress, a fun fact is she actually replaced the Trunks portion of Gotenks in the Fusion in Xenoverse 2. So if you play Xenoverse 2 and use Gotenks, that is not Laura Bailey doing Trunks. It's actually I don't know her name. Bless her soul, man. And if you couldn't tell the difference, like, from then, you could tell it's actually a testament to the performance, man. The only voice that kind of threw me off was Chi-Chi. And going into watching the episode, I did hear a lot of like complaints or something about it, but it wasn't too jarring. It was just something that caught me off guard, because like, I guess she's doing like a new performance for the character or whatever. She has a new way of tackling it, so that's a thing. And where can we start? So the episode pretty much kicks off with Goku like immediately working a normal job, looking bored as hell, and Goten flies in to give him lunch. And I'm not gonna lie, hearing Sean Schemmel deliver Goku's lines again after all this time had me smiling from like ear to ear. I felt like a kid again, like, oh my god, this is really Dragon Ball. There's gonna be a new episode next week, and episode after that. Like, I'm sitting there fucking cheesing, guys. Like, I was hyped. And again, we heard him in Battle of Z and Resurrection F and Xenoverse, but this is Dragon. Like, I can sit down and chill. I'm not pressing buttons. I'm not, I don't have to get up and leave the theater at the end of it. Like, it's just there's more to come in the future. So I was definitely hyped to hear him back again. And with Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, it felt like those fleeting moments, man. And Super definitely feels like we're getting back into the world for another adventure for the long run. And of course, if you've been watching the Japanese dub, you know that this thing spanned at least 70 episodes so far. So there's a lot more to come, of course. And I love it. Hey, I love it. And we're being set up for Lord Beerus' introduction, and we get a scene of him being a savage on a distant planet, pretty much blowing up a fucking half of the planet because something was too greasy or something like that. And I won't pretend like we don't know who Beerus is by now, but he is such a welcome member to the cast. Like, I'm looking forward to his later interactions with characters like Champa in the future, because I did see some of Dragon Ball Super past the Universe 6 arc, like the tournament and all that. And Hercule is of course still being comic relief, and he's taking all the credit for beating Boo. When Boo comes into the room and their interaction is pretty much, it's fucking hilarious. Like, I loved when Boo came in, and you just gotta love Boo's voice in the English dub, because he is that is like the big bad from back in the day, Like, I remember playing Budokai 1 and Budokai 2, and probably even, I didn't play Budokai 3. I fucking cried so much fighting Boo or Kid Boo, because they were such savages back in the day, and like that's definitely the Boo voice that I remember, and they're just delivering lines, and it's just a fun time. So I gotta say, I did like the interaction between Hercule and Boo for sure. And the voice actors have not missed a step, man. Like, it sounds just like how they did in their prime, if not better, because they got so much better at like doing this, And Goten and Trunks, they end up going for a wedding gift for Videl, and of course the hijinks ensues with them being little kids and all that. And the writing and the delivery for their dialogue is definitely childlike, and it's oh god, I hit my mic. I hope that does not pick up. It's definitely entertaining to watch for sure. And all in all, man, I gotta say this episode is lighthearted and entertaining. It's like definitely more world building than filler, but it still has some filler in it. But it's not like, it's not like obnoxious filler where nothing is being done, because by the end of it, it all ties up with Hercule paying Goku for letting him take the credit as like the world's savior. And Goku resisted at first, but Goten suggests that he can give the money to Chi-Chi to train with King Kai. So you can pretty much tell what happens. Deadpool pretty much compared him to like a cartel member, or like a Colombian drug lord. He just goes away to Florida for a couple of years and comes back with all this fucking money. But that's pretty much what it is. And the stage is definitely set for things to pick up where Dragon Ball Z left off all those years ago. And I gotta say, guys, I'm looking forward to hearing the English cast do their thing with like the new characters. Like, I want to hear Hit do some of his lines. I want to hear Frost. Like, I'm excited for everything Dragon Ball related. And I don't look at things for flaws. I look at things as how they're presented to us, because at the end of the day, it's a luxury to be able to have to be a Dragon Ball fan in 2017 and know like there's more stuff coming for you, And if the animation was a thing you were worried about, I'm pretty sure that the release on the Western side of things is going to be a lot smoother and cleaner than the Japanese release. Like, that stuff wasn't even for us to be watching in the first place. So I don't know, that the critiquing on that is kind of but they usually do like patch things up before they give us like the Blu-rays and stuff and the better quality. I'm pretty sure Funimation knows about that and they've seen the concerns. So if you're worried about the upcoming episodes in terms of Goku versus Beerus and whatnot, I wouldn't worry too much until we actually get it. But again, I'm pretty sure that's going to be patched up and rectified for us. But if you guys do like the idea of me doing Dragon Ball Super reviews, even though everyone and their mother is doing them on their channels, why not? I figured I'd give it a try for you guys and gauge how you guys feel about it. But if you did not stick around for the whole Super review, I don't know how you're hearing this right now. If you did not stick around for that or you didn't like it, drop a dislike, whatever. And just know that the stream Gauntlet and all that is happening in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or so. We should be picking up where we left off in terms of the Gauntlet lovely festivities. And I'll be seeing you guys in the very next video. I don't know if I'm going to do a Super Episode 2 review. I could probably do a quick one right now. Vegeta, definitely, he pops up finally. My guy, my main, Vegeta, he pops up and he makes true on his promise to Trunks. Then he finally does hang out with him and Bulma, and it's a very good dynamic. I love the, I think it does deserve a video on its own, but yeah, I definitely do love the interaction between the characters and whatnot, and it's great that they do have the footage of like the old Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta made the promise to Trunks that he would take him out, and then they finally do go out and hang out and all that. So it's pretty nice. It's a really chill, relaxed episode, and it all ends up with Vegeta pretty much getting pissed off that Goku's probably off training somewhere being the best, and Vegeta's like, I'm not gonna let you be the best forever, dude. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna train for a bit, and I'm gonna surpass you once more. But yeah, guys, I'll be seeing you in the very next video. Take care of yourselves, and yeah.
Turn off the mic, baby. Why the mic not turn it on? I told you to turn off the mic. Can you?
Why you not turning it on?